Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Our current session focuses on functions of non-standard language. I hope and expect by the end of this session you would have an idea of what is non-standard language, what is the usage of non-standard language, and how does it operate differently from a standard language. Well, my dear students, at the outset it would be a good idea to define what is a non-standard word. By definition, a non-standard word is a word that does not conform in pronunciation, grammatical construction, idiom, or word choice to the usage that is generally characteristic of educated native speakers of a language. So, it is different in pronunciation, it is different in its grammatical, status. For example, being used as a noun or as an adjective or as a verb or as an adverb, etc. And also in terms of vocabulary choice, in terms of, its existence as a lexical item, it is different. Now, if we think of what is a non-standard language, a non-standard language by definition is that does not have the institutional support or sanction. It is not institutionalized. It is not standardized. It is not supported as being, the approved variety. It has its own vocabulary and an internally consistent structure as well as grammar. However, it does not mean that a non-standard language would not have a particular grammatical structure or a syntax. It does have. It may be spoken using more than one varieties. As compared and contrasted to a standard variety of language, non-standard language can have more than one varieties. So varieties A, B, C, and many more thus can exist in a non-standard form. When it comes to how a non-standard form is used in the social context, what is its usage? We can say that again we find it not conforming in pronunciation, grammar and vocabulary, etc. to the usage and the characteristics that are considered to be acceptable by most of the educated people in a society. Well, my dear students, this non-standard language, why it is used then after all? It is used to perform certain functions in a culture or in a society. Most importantly, it is related to communication. So, the functions that it performs, they are related to communicate ideas, to facilitate people to communicate, to get through, in conversations. Secondly, it is related to culture. The functions are related to culture in the sense that the particular culture in which this particular language is used, it reflects the norms of that culture. And thirdly, it relates to the issues of identity. The speakers of a particular non-standard variety, let us suppose variety A, as compared to another non-standard variety B, as compared and contrasted to variety C that may be a standard variety. Every time speakers try to create a certain identity, what can be that identity? That identity can be related to, their region, that can be related to their culture, that can be related to their, ethnic group, etc. An important factor about these non-standard languages and their usage is that they lack social prestige. The kind of social prestige that is attached to what we may say the standard languages, that is found absent in the case of non-standard languages. And mostly their use is limited to particular cultures, societies, or particular regions.